guys, Ricky. I'm back on the video, and today we're back with our ramblings of a WWE fan. This one, I missed the ramblings, although I feel like it was just the week before last I did some ramblings. It's just, I'm like to yap. My big ramble I'm starting off with is why Goldberg is back. Why is Goldberg back? Why is he back? Like, I know that, he's not actively back. They haven't made the announcement. I know all that, but there is talk, rumblings about Goldberg having a little matching it up with Gunther. And I'm all for the women coming back, so I am for men coming back. I am. Don't get me wrong. It's an even street. But wasn't it just like last week we heard that Gunther got injured while he was training to come back or something of that nature? Like, there's a time where it's like, okay, if you want to come back, you know what I'm saying, do a little bump, be on commentary, but a whole match, and apparently, allegedly, it's going to be with Gunther. A match with Gunther. Like, that's insane. Like, you can't tell me that is not insane, and, like, I hope that's not one of the reasons why Gunther is champion now, because if that was the case, y'all could have kept it on Jey Uso. And talking about returns, I feel as though they kind of make it so lazy when the women come back. Like, when it comes to like older talent, when it comes to the women, they have the same cookie cutter type of return. They do. When Nikki came back, although she's going to be more working the shows, like more often on the shows, like this is an actual run. Her talk of her first little promo that she made Monday was kind of close to whatever Trish or Lita says when they come back. And it's like, why do we have the same cookie cutter promo for the women vets, but with the men, they get a little something different? I don't know if it's just the style of how the women like to return. They like to promo it up. Maybe that's how it is, but they sound like, it was sounding like, I don't know, it just sounded weird. It sounded like Trish, like what Trish said before. And for Nikki doesn't have to do all that, because this generation is still her generation, technically. Maybe it's a little bit running out of her generation, but it's kind of close to it, I think, because I'm not old. So for me to have had the whole run of Nikki, like, this is kind of still her lane. I just feel like recently it's no shade, not trying to hop on no bandwagon, but the booking for WWE been lazy. It's been so lazy. It's been lazy. And my example for the laziness is the fact that apparently the Usos may be returning as a tag team. And personally, that's weird. That's odd, because Jimmy has not had his run, and we were supposed to get a U.S. championship run for Jimmy. And even if that wasn't even supposed to be a thing, or that was just a rumor, that was never in their plans, the way they kind of separated after the Bloodline storyline, and then the way Jimmy has popped into the things, even putting himself into the U.S. championship conversation of how that's what he wants to do, for them to take the title from Jay and decide, oh, well, Jimmy, F you. We don't care about your storyline. Like, everybody else in the Bloodline, Roman always, Sammy, Jay, Solo. Like, the ones that were in the Prime Bloodline storyline, they've all had their own arc. They've all had their own time in the sun. But Jimmy. And personally, I believe Jimmy to be very well-rounded as a performer. He can do any role. He can do anything that he's needed to do in the ring. He's able to sell a storyline. Like, for them to have Jimmy into the Jay storyline, he heated things up instantly. Like, that's the effect of having Jimmy in a storyline. And even in the Bloodline, when they came back, he was a very vital he had a very vital role in that story. So I'm very disappointed in how things have gone, because Jimmy Uso literally should have always had a opportunity to have a singles run. So for them to just say, like, instead of building up their tag team division they have now currently, You want to go to what's safe, what is, and I love the Usos, and I want to see them return back, but not like this. Not like this. And I hope that's not the reason why Jay lost his title, because he could have still remained champion. He could have still remained champion. It would have still been good, because if we're being honest, with Jay having the title, we've seen that the champion more often. We've seen the one who was holding the heavyweight championship more often, because if y'all don't remember, Gunther catering, Damian Priest, although respect to that man, he was stuck in a Judgment Day vortex. So it's not like we had too much with him either. So I like, with Jay having it for only like 50 something days, it stood out the most to me. Like him, his run, Seth run, best two runs, and it's like you can even compare their days with his and Seth's run. So I feel lazy booking. I do. There's no other way around it. And don't even get me started on the women's division, because you know I could go days. But even with the whole Judgment Day, like, why are we redoing the same thing? I understand that, you know, if we're trying to have Liv come to a turn, have a turn, which I don't think that is a good idea to have Liv turn personally, because you just don't. They don't have enough heels to meet the same standard as Liv Morgan, so you don't want to have her have a heel turn. I mean, a face turn, as in acting like a face. But that would be the only way for the whole Roxanne storyline to actually be used to the extent that it's probably used to. Other than that, you're using the same thing. If you're not trying to have her be back on Rhea, you know, see what Rhea's side of everything, we're just doing the same thing. What we're gonna do, kick them out of the bloodline, kick them out of Judgment Day, and then add some new numbers, and then start the whole cycle all over again. I'm sorry. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm peeping. And I could be wrong. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Y'all let me know if it's just something I'm missing. But it just feels as if it's like, I just don't feel like it's not the same. It's not the same. And like, I'm up right now. Naomi got herself the Money in the Bank. Like, there's not too many things I care about currently. So it's not as if my favorite superstar or some of my favorite superstars not getting they would want. Nah, not like that. I really don't care. I like seeing Jay with the title. Do not get me wrong. I think he should have had the title for a lot longer. I think Jey Uso was a very great world heavyweight champion, but I'm not too heartbroken over it, because the way it happened, it was his fault. Now, the way it's looking like, he might get that title back, but you never know with the landscape of WWE if that's going to happen. You just never know. Now, this one is purely rumors, and it's not true at all. Probably not true at all, but it brings great discussion, so I wanted to bring this topic up of possible. They're very much rumors. I don't see, like, it's not from somebody like Fightful. I don't believe it's somebody saying, I think it's Centel or something like that. They said what if is TKO is renegotiating Roman Reigns' contract, because he gets like 15 million. I don't know how much that man get. He get up there millions. Let's leave it at millions. He gets millions, and he has a part-time schedule. And they're TKO's trying to renegotiate that. And personally, if he believes that he is worth 15 plus, he's worth it. Because the numbers don't lie. And no matter how you feel about that man, whenever he's in town, whenever he's on TV, business is up. Business is up. Even the feeling is different, because I see that they've kind of made Roman his son, but then with the way booking is going right now, they're running away from Roman. They want to run away from him for some reason, because they could finalize some storylines to make it, to have like Roman still being relevant, but he's not the one we're always waiting for. They could totally do that while still keeping his position, but for some reason they're not doing that. Instead, they're kind of trying to run away from that. which is why I say booking is weird. Everything about the booking is weird. So if that is possible, that would be interesting. But if they would ever renegotiate his contract to the point where he decided, no, I don't want to do that at all, and they just be like, they end up just saying, well, there's nothing we can do, our hands are tied, we've said that we can't do this, how do y'all think that would go? Do y'all think that Roman would just be like, all right, bet, I'm just gonna go to Hollywood? Or because of the question of how much, would he decide to go to a different promotion? Like, could y'all see him in a different promotion? And then, truthfully, WWE probably can't afford for him to go to a different promotion. They probably could not afford that. And if they decided to do that, I personally think it'd be donezo. It'd be donezo because the Roman cult, there is a cult behind that man. It's so strong. It is so strong, and you know that he would want to have creative control. And the storyline of him and Jon Moxley is just there. So you know it's going to be making mad money. I personally do think that they wouldn't be able to afford it, and business would go crazy on that other promotion to the point where it would actually, like, numbers and everything would rival WWE. So I don't think, though if he may be the only person on the roster currently that they could not afford to lose. And y'all let me know if I'm right. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that one. I am in love with how they are doing a different change in character with R-Truth, and I hope they're going to go and let him do whatever it is that he sees his vision, and they allow for him to do it, because if they do, it will be a great final run. If they do not, it'd be a missed opportunity, and I think conversations would be had. Big conversations would be had. The allegations would not be beat. It'd be done. It'd be done. It would be done. Personally. And I don't think, like, I don't have an eye for the business like he does. But I don't agree with the statement that because Ron Killing said that he's nothing but the truth, that makes me think of R-Truth, the character, the goofy character. No, that does not. With the craziness that happened with him cutting off his locks, that right there, that let me know that the character R-Truth is dead. We only have Ron Killings. Even if he said that the truth, I'm the truth, nothing but the truth, it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm not thinking about that. What I'm thinking about is what's going on next. What's going to happen next with Ron Killings? What's going to happen next with him deciding to lock R-Truth away in the deepest part because now he's in control? That's what I'm thinking of. I think we're going to, personally, with what has happened, what has transpired, people are going to nitpick. People are probably going to nitpick with what's going on with him until the end of his contract. And I just hope that they don't leave room for that to occur, to it being like they shouldn't have done it, or wow, that's why you don't do what you like. They could set him up in a way where people are gonna just believe maybe we need to shut up and not say nothing. And I hope that does not happen at all. And I guess this is a conflict of interest. I'm going to say right now, a little biased, but I personally think with what has happened last year with Drew McIntyre, I think all the cash-ins should be successful. One, technically with Seth Rollins, he needs to have something. He does. He needs to have something, and I do believe that Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed need to be close to having something too. Other than a tag, we can't have him have no tag titles. Something close to him so we can see if he truly just wants the best for wrestling or he's kind of, power hungry. But he needs to have something. I don't want to see him with, it'd be interesting seeing him with the World Heavyweight Championship. And with Naomi, she needs to have that money. She needs to win that championship, getting that cash in, just because you can't have a heel turn like that and then lose your cash in. The women's cash in should just be successful going forward, because with what we've seen with the women, they've just been more utilizing their time and more calculated than the men have been. Sometimes they don't be thinking. It just don't be working out all the way for men. But those are all my ramblings. Y'all give me any of the topics y'all would like me to discuss with you guys on. You know I love to be in those comments. But thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.